So I was thinking about ayahuasca today. I have a client who wants to take it, and he speaks as if it's going to solve all his problems. And being someone who was immersed in that world and has drank ayahuasca probably 100 times, I have some very mixed feelings about it. So I typed in ayahuasca in the YouTube search bar this morning just to see kind of where's the culture at in regards to psychedelics? Is it still kind of, rising, or has it kind of mellowed out? Is it in a decline now? And so I came across Theo Vaughn's description of his DMT and ayahuasca experience, which, as you could imagine, was quite humorous. But when he brought up ayahuasca, he said something very interesting. I think he nailed it. And the fact that he's not so educated, right, and he's a comedian and he's honest, right, is telling. So what he said was that it's like his heart started dreaming. It's like his heart got a brain. That's how he explained it, and that's so beautifully put, so straight to the point and simple. And well, in Orthodox Christianity, part of the makeup of a human being is the nous. And the nous is literally the eye of the heart, the mind of the heart. And it's that faculty that we come to know God. It's that faculty that was darkened in the fall of man in the Christian story, right? So the saints understand that these plant medicines, so-called, these psychedelics, these entheogens, do give you access to the noetic realm, which is like the dream world of the heart. So that's such a beautiful and brilliant way to put it. The question is now, is that a good way to access that realm? Is it a safe way to access that realm? Probably most Orthodox Christians, probably most Christians in general, would say no. And they might say something like it's an artificial way, or it's a illegal way, even more so. Not artificial. I think the ones that know, they know that it's real. Otherwise, it wouldn't be dangerous. Otherwise, it wouldn't have such powerful effects, good or bad. But they would say it's an illegal way. And perhaps illegal because you're not prepared, or perhaps a shortcut, right? And that you could get burnt because you're not prepared, or that you're trying to get around doing the hard work of purification that allows a safe passageway into this realm, right? Once we were kicked out of the garden, the cherubim were placed at the door, at the gate, with flaming swords, right? Well, that's more than just a story or a metaphor. It's a reality. It's probably the best way to describe trying to re-enter the garden when you are unprepared, when you are impure, right? So it's funny, I realized after entering into the church that the pattern is the same. Before you take ayahuasca, before you take the sacrament, if you will, of ayahuasca, you purify yourself. And often you purify yourself after you take it, before you get any access into the visionary states or the dream time, you often purge, right? And before that, ideally, you clean up your diet, you live your best life so that the entrance is smoother, right? And well, it's the same thing before you take the sacrament in the church. You stop eating the night before, you confess at the church service, usually at the service before, during Vespers, and then in the morning in your fasted state after you've confessed anything that's on your heart, you take the sacrament, right? So you see that pattern of purification and then illumination. And that is also the process of becoming a Christian. That is the spiritual process, which I see now Christianity has the fullness of that in their anthropology, in their understanding of becoming more like God, which is a Christian thing, right? That's where that idea comes from. Now it's become, because of Christianity, it's become a part of general spirituality that we are God and we just have to kind of find our way back. But that original idea comes from orthodoxy. Purification, illumination, theosis. Theosis is this process of becoming like God, of having God dwell within you, you dwell within God, right? Some other traditions of the East, for instance, have purification, right? Shamanism has purification. The Shipibo shamanism is all about cleanliness. It's all about making yourself clean on the inside, and then the wounds will heal themselves. So they have that part. By the way, Shipibo shamanism is a mixture of Christianity and ayahuasca shamanism. So they have that part. They have the purification part, and then they have ayahuasca, which does give you some light, right? There's an illumination there. There are downloads there. There are visions there. The question is, are these lights of God, or are they of something else? I'm not here to give you any answers today, but just to have this conversation. I think it's it's an important conversation, and I'm sure it's on the minds of a lot of people who are seeking, who are in the New Age, who are into plant medicine, who are Christian. You know what? Discernment of the spirits. For me, I made a lot of mistakes on that path. I wish I could say, like some do, that it's all demonic, it's all false light, it's all Lucifer, it's all right. I can't quite say that with 100% conviction. I can say that the experience that I had sober with Christ made all my plant medicine and psychedelic experiences seem as just flimsy, empty, superficial. And yet those were the ones with the big lights, with the big wows, with the big, right? But it was this subtle, sober experience that shifted my heart more than anything. I've heard some people say once they became Christian and then they drank ayahuasca, that ayahuasca seems very hostile to Christ. I've also heard other people say that ayahuasca helped bring them to Christ. I've also heard other people who were in, let's say, a spiritual emergency or a difficult spot pray to Christ, and that name seemed to protect them more than anything else and wrap them in a kind of blanket of safety from what was happening to them. I've heard that from many different arenas, from people who were feeling like they were being attacked by aliens or having difficult experiences with in different areas of the paranormal, that only the name of Christ made it go away, made it stop, protected them. So what do we do with this? What do we do with plant medicines and psychedelics? Where do we put them? Is it all dependent on your intention? Or are there some things that are off limits, that are forbidden? That's a question each of us who are on this path have to work out for ourselves and separate the wheat from the chaff and decide. As far as I can tell, you can only walk one path at a time. So I'll leave it at that for today. There's still a lot more to be said. Let me know in the comments your experiences with plant medicine, with ayahuasca, with Christ, where you fall on this issue. I'd love to hear, and anything you want me to expand on, please feel free to ask. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and share this if you know anybody who's wrestling with these issues, who've maybe been burnt by the new age or psychedelics, and then found their way to something more traditional. Yeah, thanks for watching. Peace.